As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Say hello to my little friend.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
A boy's best friend is his mother.
I tell you, these guys really know how to act up. Who are these guys?
You are now tuned in to the ActinUpPodcast.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's going on?
We're back.
We're back. Damn, bro. Are you in the Holland Tunnel?
Oh, no, that was a motorcycle. I'm on the balcony. That was a motorcycle.
You pointed to the sky. You got flying bikes around you. It really is the future.
Yeah, baby. You know how I go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the ActinUpPodcast. I am Cisco Reyes, and I got my man Malik Barnhart in the house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we getting down and dirty as always on the ActinUpPodcast. We want to thank everybody that's been tuning in, supporting, subscribing, liking, and commenting. You know, we want to make sure that you guys do that. You know what I mean? It really means a lot to us. You know what I mean? Even if you got a bad comment, you know, we got some thick skin. We're Sagittarius.
I don't like bad comments. I don't like bad comments.
Well, you know what? I've been an actor. I've heard a lot of bad comments. So, you know, if we can dish it out, we can take it. You know,
yeah, for sure.
Just as long as you guys are watching and we take constructive criticism, you know what I mean? And, you know, so just make sure that y'all subscribe, like, and share, you know, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. But,
all that.
Enough of that rigmarole.
Yo, Cisco, speaking of the comments, what kind of comments, like what kind of constructive criticism have you gotten from like friends and loved ones, family?
Man, do we want to go there? Nah, you know what? I mean, we've had some really great ones. Like, you know, they love you know, the chemistry and our banter between the two of us. But then, you know, I think, and this comes from when we were filming at Scozie's NoHo and we had the live audience. Like,
right.
Say, like there's like a lot of chaos going on. It's like it's crazy. Sometimes they can't hear, you know what I mean, what's going on. And you know, it's all good in the hood, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the energy of acting up. Like we literally are getting down like that. So
yeah, for sure.
You know, but other than that, man, we've been getting some really, really positive feedback. And you got to realize we literally are only in our going on our 6th episode, and we've only a month in the game, like maybe 5 weeks into the game.
Yeah, we newbies.
Yeah, we FOB, we fresh off the boat, baby.
Word up.
You know, I mean, so I mean, I'm sure later on down the road, you know, once the haters start taking notice of us, we'll get a lot more constructive criticism.
We'll get a lot of constructive criticism. We'll get a lot more money.
Yeah. Word. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, you know, it's just another day. Can we even say it? I feel like we can't even say it. It's quarantine here in California, but it don't feel like it when you go outside to make a run because there's people everywhere. The weed dispensary by my crib got a line around the corner. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
They making bank. I just made a run to the bank, and you know, they had us standing outside, you know, 6 feet apart and letting like one person in the bank. It was like, damn, man, like this shit is really annoying.
It is crazy. I mean, I'm out here by the beach, and
excuse me,
girls are walking around in bikinis, you know what I mean? You know, and chincletas and all that.
Oh, you got some Puerto Ricans up there?
I think so.
Yo, you know, you want to hear something funny? This dude at the bank, he looked at my shirt and he said,
"Hey, dummy! Hey, dummy!"
Oh, you got it. But he was like, "Oh, Nelson Mandela." But now that just think that I've said Nelson Mandela. Now look at it again.
For sure.
You kind of see it, right?
Yeah, he got a light Idi Amin happening over
Yeah. Nelson Fox, Red Mandela. Nah, for y'all that don't know, that's Red Fox right there, the legend.
Yeah. We love us some Red Fox. Yo, my sister came out here to visit, and one of the places that she had to visit was El Segundo because Fred always talk about El Segundo.
Yo, why one of my homies? He that's where he wanted to go, and I'm like, there ain't nothing out there, bruh. I mean, there's the beach, but
it's a ghost town.
Yeah, it's a ghost town. Like he always he's like, I heard there's a really good burger joint in Compton. I'm like, come on, man. I was like, nah, we're not going all the way to Compton to
get Fat Burger.
Right. I'll find you a good burger right over here in North Hollywood. he was mad at me because he's one of them dudes that like really keep up on all the hood stuff like all over wherever he goes, and he's more. You know what I mean? R.I.P. my man DJ Rollo Dana Dane. He always wanted to go to like, that's where I want to go. Like he'll read stuff in like the source and be like, I need to go there. Like if he went to Miami, like we got to go to Opalaka. You're like, I know another Jamaican spot right on South Beach. You know what I mean? Like we don't have to go to Opalaka, even though Opalaka got some good Jamaican food.
My friends come out here. I want to take them to Malibu, take them to the cliffs, let them see the whales. Maybe, who knows? They want to go to Compton and get shot at. I'm like, why? Why?
Yo, that's just the thing. They want to go to Slauson and Crenshaw to go see the Marathon Store, Nipsey Hussle.
And rightly so.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle way. But it's funny because once you go there, it's like, oh, okay. I don't know what they got in their head. It's almost like they picture like a glamorized section of the hood.
Right.
Like, yo, this is dope. You're like, not really. It's not like, New York, you'd be like, oh, this is the Village? Okay.
Right.
Or 125th Street, be like, yeah, I get it. Or at least 125th back in the day. And,
right.
And Fordham Road. Even though Fordham Road is still kind of spectacular anytime you go. Or them beautiful Puerto Rican and Dominicans. And I mean, it just takes one stop at Dr. J's, and you walking out with a pair of kicks that you were not meaning to buy.
Cisco, I'm kind of low. I'm kind of sitting low, man. What are you on a high chair?
I'm on my director's chair. You know what I mean? I figure I'd switch it up. I was getting tired of, all up in the screen like this. Hey, I feel like the head detective up in there. You know what I mean? And I feel like, So, yes, cut. Action. I meant action. Yes, cut. No. PA, get me get me a Perrier.
you got the right hat on for it. You got the right hat on. I swear, it's a director's hat.
Right.
Yo, man. So what kind of good shows you been watching?
What did I just finish watching? Well, I mean, of course, Pump on Urban Flicks, starring moi, and House Divided on UMC, starring moi. But other than that, what did I just start? I just started something. Oh, you know what? That For Life joint, that 50 joint. Yeah, that's really good, man. That really got me. And it's based on true events. This dude wrongfully locked up, became a lawyer in jail, and he's been researching and trying to get himself out. But in the meantime, he's been taking on clients in jail.
Wow.
And helping them get out.
Sounds like some people we know. It sounds like some people we know personally.
We the people. Shout out to Caesar and Mitch McDowell.
Word up.
Yeah.
Good brothers. Those some good brothers.
Wait, hold up. Unite the people. Shout out to Caesar and Mitch McDowell.
Yeah, those some good brothers.
I don't know why I always say we the people. It's unite the people.
Because it's constitutional. It's constitutional. You know what I mean? It sounds like the
people is on money, and that's I'm always got money on my mind.
There you go. There you go. Oh, and shout out to Hassan Johnson because he's on that show.
Yeah, he is on that show. Yep.
He just sent us a shout out about the podcast, so I want to keep that in mind. Yeah, shout out to Haas.
Yeah.
Haas getting money. Goddamn, I see him in Benzes and shit. Haas getting money.
He doing his Thug Thistle. He did a music video, and Michael K. Williams was in it. Mm-hmm. Somebody else was in it, and it was cool. It was like this. It was a message involved. I can't remember the song, but you know. It was more of a message type thing, and it was pretty dope.
That's dope.
But yeah, man, that show's pretty cool. And what's the other one, man? Damn, it was something else that we were just watching it last night. You know what it is? Sometimes I think these movies are shows because my girl starts them and then falls asleep the first 10 minutes. So for the whole week, we're watching the same movie, but it's just.
10 minutes.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing the movie 5 times. And so last night, for the second or third night in a row, was Gemini Man. You know what I mean? But I'm doing my work, so I'm kind of like this. So I'm seeing bits and pieces. So throughout her finally getting to see the whole movie, I get to see the whole movie. But it feels like a series to me.
Yeah, for sure. A series of watching the same movie every night.
Right.
I've been watching Get Shorty. I'm on the first season. I think it's kind of dope.
Oh, they turned that into a series. I totally forgot about that.
I love movies or shows about the business. You know, and the unique ways that you can get in the business. You know what I mean? And they got like hella luck on the show. They just like meet with the right producers, the right studio, and shit is happening. All while they're killing people and tying people up at the same time.
Well, you know, there is, if you like shows like this. I mean, I'm not saying it's gangster, but there is a show called Cast in the Net on Urban Flicks, starring April Jones and some other peoples. And they're 3 struggling actresses, sick of the business. So they go there and they put up in the trades a fake movie that they're making a fake movie, yo. And and so they go there and they put the breakdowns out. They get like one of their old agent or casting director friends to help them. And next thing you know, the whole town is buzzing. You know what I mean?
Right, because that's what happens in Hollywood.
And they're taking meetings with, like, you know, writers, and they're like, yeah, I'll write it on spec for free. Yes, I have to be a part of this. And they, you know, they made it like a Western, a female Black Western, and you know, and everybody's like, this is different and original. Everybody wants to be in it. Next thing you know, they got Harpo from The Color Purple and begging to be in it. They're like, come on, I just have to be in this. I know how to ride horses. And they're making up every excuse in the book to like, no, you don't want to be. We have no money. He's like, I'll do it for free. You know what I mean? It's like, free. So next thing you know, this whole thing takes off. It's pretty funny, man. It's actually, and they push the envelope. That's one thing I like about this new platform, Urban Flicks. They push the envelope. I mean, and when I say that, like, you know, there's booties, there's TNA.
We need that.
There's cuss words. You know what I mean? Like, you know, all that politically correct comedy has really watered down the funny to me. You know what I mean? You're always trying to tiptoe. You're walking on the eggshells of what you can say, what you can't say. And it's like, man, just say it, yo. Family Guy goes hard in the paint. They're the only one that get away with murder. But everybody else is afraid to piss somebody off. Like,
right. Right. Well, we know you're not afraid to piss nobody off.
Nah, man, I've been pissing people off since since 1988. And since yesterday, you know what I mean? So,
who'd you piss off yesterday?
Oh man, I'm always pissing off somebody. There's somebody in my phone right now that's pissed off that I haven't got. I was supposed to edit her reel, and it's basically done, and I just haven't put the last scene in there. But I just get so caught up with all my other stuff. You know what I mean? So now I'm getting like death threats. Where's my reel? And you know, like the level of need always goes through the roof. Like Spielberg's been asking for it. You know what I mean? like let me finish this real quick. Like, all right, I know. I'm gonna finish it today. But you know, I'll be working on the podcast, trying to edit these episodes, and you know, I just gotta prioritize. Gotta prioritize.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
So who we speaking with today, bro? Who we got coming on the show?
I think we got the good brother William L. Johnson coming on.
William L. Johnson.
Blue Hill Avenue.
Oh, yeah, that's my man. Very talented dude, man. He
super talented.
Man, he acts. He's a musician. He got his own band. You know what I mean, he's a great dad. Like, this dude got a lot going on right now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
when I first met him, he was so serious. You know what I mean? He was stoic and serious. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You know, I met him hanging out with my man Freeman White. He used to come over to Amin Ra all the time when you know, Wesley Snipes' studio that Freeman used to run. And
okay.
Yeah, and I believe that's where I met him, and we've been cool ever since. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But speaking of which, let's bring him on. You know,
let's bring him on in.
Let's get him up in here.
On that.
Yeah. Let's do it. Give it up, ActinUpPodcast, for my man William L. Johnson. Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Come on. Come on. Yeah. William, where you at? Zoom, you're constantly making us look bad.
They're trying to sabotage the show, I swear to God.
Yeah, we're gonna find another platform. Yeah, all you need to do is join.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, and we
can't see
you. So just us. I just sent you a request to start. Hey.
Oh, there he is.
Hey.
All right.
Oh, shit. Were you in Cuba? Hey.
Don't worry about it, goddammit. I'm gonna do my thing.
Yeah, he over there in Havana.
Already? Did we start already?
Yes.
We started.
We just
did we start?
Yes, sir.
Yup, we just gave you a Acting Up intro. We introduced you. What's up, Too Smooth?
I just headed, man, you know what, dog? Hey, man, we got to dedicate this show to my dog, man. We just put her to sleep, man, an hour ago.
Oh, man. What was her name?
Sheba.
Oh, Sheba. Yeah. Wow.
Sheba. Oh, how old was Sheba?
Man, almost 14. She would have been 14 years old.
That's a lot of years in dog years. What kind of dog was Sheba?
Man, she was a pit lab.
A pit lab?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice mix.
I had her 2 years before my first son.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what? That's always cool when you practice first on a dog, like I did.
Right.
You know, I mean, I got my blue nose pit, and I can't front like it. Everybody always used to get mad at me that have kids, saying, "Oh, don't compare your dog to a kid. I got a kid. Don't do that." But to me, it just teaches you responsibility. Like, I'd be at the barbecue or the party and be like, "Damn, I gotta go. Why are you leaving? It's about to take off. Yeah, it's popping up in here." I'd be like,
right.
I gotta go feed the dog. You gotta wake up and let the dog out. You gotta feed him. You know what I mean? It teaches you responsibility that you may have not had before.
Yeah.
Especially if you were single and getting it popping like I was.
Yeah. No, it teaches you a lot, and she was great. So she was a great dog.
Salud.
She will be missed.
Yes.
She will be missed.
What was
Sheba.
What was wrong?
Frame.
What was wrong with Sheba?
you know what? She couldn't walk anymore. She had like 2-3 strokes, you know, so she wasn't in the best condition. You know what I mean? So once they stopped walking, you know, and then we don't want her in that type of issue and pain, because we were already doing the IV in the neck and sticking the needle. All that. You know, we was already doing the most already. You know, so
how'd your kids take it?
Oh man, they cried. They didn't want to go in when it happened, but they were in the van, and they just cried because they just know it's gonna be different. But you know, I lost my mother 2 years ago, so they got a chance to really understand death.
Condolences, bro.
Yeah.
So thank you. So they understand, they get it, but of course we heartbroken, and you're supposed to cry, and it's okay. I could cry, get it out. It's okay. And it's okay to be sad. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
And a pet is a part of the family, man. Like I don't care what nobody says. Like, you know, they're living beings. You create a connection with your animal, no matter what that is. And it's a very sad thing when they're not around, because they're the one things in the house that kind of give you, you know, that real unconditional.
Yeah, they're the glue. They're the glue.
Right.
Yeah, as long as you feed them and pet them, man, they love your ass to death, bro.
Man, yeah, they love you. They got ways of letting you know, take me out, motherfucker. I don't want to be bothered with your ass. They got a way of communicating.
Right.
Yeah. Piss on your shit.
So are you gonna I mean, I know it's kind of soon, but are you thinking about getting another one sooner or later?
You know what? I'm divorced, bro. So the dog was with her. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I did the gentlemanly thing and was there and did whatever she needed. The whole, you know, divorced dad.
Yeah.
Ex-husband thing. I did that thing to the max.
But I'm sure you were probably the one that trained it and
all that.
Yeah.
All that. Oh,
right.
Man, that dog, man. And when she saw me today and didn't get up, I knew it. You know, because every time she see me, because I do go over there often because my kids are there. So, and every time I come over there, she get up. Even when she was struggling, she got up. But today she halfway got up and was like, I can't do it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's time. But it's okay. You know, hey, man. Come life.
Yep.
Come in.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Gotta drink to that.
Yes, sir.
But man, let me get on YouTube chat, man. Can I talk about y'all? Can I talk about y'all?
Yeah. Feel free.
I don't know. Because you know, I watch y'all and everything, but I don't know, everybody don't know y'all like how I know y'all. I don't know where to start. I think I'll start with Cisco because I met him first, I believe.
Do you believe
Cisco, so check it out. I got a question for you. Do you remember where we met first?
I just said it before as I was introducing you. So and I hope I'm correct, but I'm sure you're gonna correct me if I'm not. At Amen Ra at with Freeman over at the studio off of Wilcox.
It's a trip how we smoke so much green.
Right? Am I right?
No.
Oh shit.
No, you're wrong. I'm about to blow you away with this one right here.
Was I an extra in Dead Presidents?
Oh no, it's positive. It's positive. This is real dope. Hey man, put it like this. You were living in the Hollywood Hills or something, maybe renting a room, and we were doing a table read at this house up in the mountains.
No, that was my crib. I wasn't renting a room. That was my crib.
I said that's the first time we met. I don't know, motherfucker.
Oh, see, wait. But yeah, Pamela Staten.
Bam.
Yep.
and I'm gonna tell you, man, that character, the job that you did, it had an impression on me. You know what I'm saying? And then it was some years went by before we met again. You know what I'm saying? And then we had kind of flowed from there. And then I remember, you know, you didn't know it, but when you would invite me over for all them fights over there, I think you was living with your brother, right?
Nephew.
Yeah, my nephew at that house or by then.
with the apartment over there where all the porno stars live.
the Archstone, yes. I definitely remember that.
Yeah, I've been knowing you a long time.
Yeah, man. It's funny because people know me by like where I've lived because I'm constantly throwing up.
Oh man, you've been doing the most the whole trip. And that's what you're supposed to do.
It's been a good journey.
It's been an excellent journey. And so man, but you've been doing your thing, and you're such an outstanding actor, man. Both of you guys, man. You guys
appreciate that.
What you do,
Thank you, man. Hey,
and you as well. Come on.
Exactly. Kudos to you, brother.
Yes, sir.
Right on. But people need to understand. Like, and Malik, Mr. Man, I'm looking at this cat. He in Germany. He around motherfuckers. I'm thinking they gonna get him. I'm like, my man doing it.
Get him.
They be posing about yachts and shit. Speaking foreign languages. Like,
that's my yacht.
I love it.
Malik's just a liaison for human trafficking. That's all that
is. No. Hey, Will, you remember when we met? Do you remember?
Hey, man, you know what? We've been around a lot. I know it was before doing Hard Time, right? Because we worked on and it was
around the same time as doing Hard Time. It was around that time.
Yeah, I know I'm probably dealing with Preston or some shit.
Yeah, we was dealing with Preston, a.k.a. Kim Jong-il. Yeah, at the hotel. Yeah.
That motherfucker, man. That motherfucker was evil as shit to y'all, man.
Yo, let me tell you something. We started shooting one day, and we used another brother, and I thought he was perfect because he was older. He's like, nah, you know what? I'm going to get my man, this great actor, William L. Johnson, and he's like this, like that, like this, like that. And you came in, and I was nervous because, it was my first time kind of really, opening up and doing my thing. And I was nervous, and you was mad serious. Remember that red velvet cake and all that? And he wanted me to enunciate and all this stuff. And we vibed pretty well, and we had a great time. But Preston was mean as hell. He was mean as hell to me. He was extra nice to you. He was mean to me and the girl and everybody.
Hey, I love Preston, man. But see, it's certain levels to niggas, man. And he knows. You know what I'm saying? I'm batshit crazy, man. So it's only certain level motherfuckers can go with where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, I've been hearing stories about Preston for years, even before I met him, like how mean he was. Like, you know what I mean?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like, it's like unreal. Like, it's like this motherfucker is crazy. It's like it's funny. It's like you talk to me like that, I'm gonna choke the shit at you.
Listen. Once I got comfortable with Preston, then I had to verbally smack him around a few times. But the one thing I will say about Preston is he's super smart, super intelligent, and he's great at what he does. He's just incredibly awkward. He's awkward with people, and that's the thing about him. He's just awkward.
What? And it's okay because most artists are, because he's a very good writer and he is a good director. But everybody don't have certain communication skills like other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. But I think
he communicates with his pen.
Right.
I think on the screen.
Mm-hmm. I liked his last two films.
Yeah. He's definitely doing his thing right now.
Man, I love it. I love his work, man. I love Preston, man.
You know what's crazy? I got a Preston story when I first met him. I guess he was having some kind of rap party up at Sushi something off of Sunset and Crescent Heights, somewhere over there. And it's the end of the night, and I'm leaving, and he's leaving, and we get on the elevator together. The elevator goes down one stop and stops, and we're going down lower. And these three gigantic Russian dudes, like it looked like they've been drinking vodka all night long. Yeah. They look like they were MMA fighters as well. And like when you face in the door, you get in the elevator, you face the door, they're facing us. So they're sitting there, and me and Preston's sitting there, and Preston's like, so how y'all doing tonight? And they're speaking Russian to each other, like I'm gonna beat these guys up. Will you say fights? No. So
Yeah.
I mean, their face was beet red. They just looked like they wanted trouble, and Preston was just trying to diffuse, like before it even started. Like we didn't even do nothing, and it just looked like it was about to go left. And in an elevator with these guys that were just like, we made it off that elevator alive. It was all good.
Preston called me. He's like, yeah, man. Yo, your man Cisco, man. He had me in the elevator with these big dudes, man. It was about to go down. I don't know what's up with you, man.
oh yeah, like, hey, I got him on the elevator now. Yeah, second floor. Meet us there. Ivan Romanov and any other Russian name I could think of.
He blamed it all on you.
Don't blame being scared on me.
So William L, like a lot of people hit me up about, like, when I tell people, they know, like, I know you and stuff like that, they always refer to you, they always go back to Blue Hill Avenue.
Right.
That was a great film. What was your experience on that film?
You know what, man? I learned a lot about being a man of your word and being true to the craft, and really, really stay in your space. You dig? Mm-hmm. So we got a minute for a little story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We good? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
In about 8 minutes, we're gonna go to a commercial break. But yeah, we definitely let's see what you got, brother.
Right on. So check it out. So I met Craig Ross Jr. doing this horror flick called Killjoy. Where I played this gangster and the whole bit. It was like full moon. They would shoot these movies in 8 days, 6 days. It was one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So at the end of the shoot, he said, yo, I'm shooting a film. I would like for you to read the script. So, I'm like, hell yeah, you send it to me. 2 months went by. This was back when they would have people bring the script to you and they'd be on a bicycle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Remember them days, y'all?
Yeah.
They had that script be at your front door with those courier service people.
Right.
That was when the courier service stuff was real tight back then. And he sent it to me, and I read the script. I was like, man, the script was amazing. I read that script twice, cried, and it was thick. It was a pretty thick script. So when I called Craig, he was like, did you like it? I said, man, I loved it, man. I was like, I love it. Shit, what's happening? He was like, what character would you like? He said, what character do you like? He's like, you could be anybody who you want. He said, who you want? I said, shit, Tristan, the lead.
Right. Damn it.
But of course.
I said, but that Ebone character, I grew up around that type of guys. I grew up around guys like Ebone. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, cool, that's what I want you for. So, but he was like, you still got to go through the bullshit. This was when you really had to still go through that shit, right? So they put it out there to the point where I still had to audition. I didn't have the role. He was like, you got it. You just have to keep it. You dig?
Right. Wow.
Interesting.
So when I went because he was like, I only went to the callbacks for everyone else. And this was when Temptations, those guys, all of them dudes was there. Bill Bellamy, more stuff.
Leon showed up with his hat.
Oh, bro, I'm in there. I'm sitting down. I'm early. I'm like maybe an hour and a half early. That's you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I just my it's crazy, man. So I'm getting messages. It's crazy. I'm gonna get back on it, but my ex-wife mom just passed today too, man. So that's crazy.
Oh wow! So, condolences,
bro.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a great woman. But I'm gonna get back on that story. Where was I, man? Where was I?
At the audition.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm at the audition. So it was very intimidating. I'm around great actors, bro. So I'm sitting in there like, I'm in there so long to go through so many emotions, nervous, scared. Why am I here? To the point I was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? By the time I was at the fuck that shit, I was Ebone. by the time I walked in the room, okay?
Oh, word.
Nobody. I'm the last person. I'm pissed. I'm mad. You know, it's all of those emotions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. So all the producers, they in the room. Alan Payne, all of them, and they've been in there a long time, man. So I'm pretty sure they all tired. Everybody shook my hand but Alan Payne. You know what I mean? And I wasn't tripping. I didn't care because I was in the zone when I walked in the room. So we did that scene when we were in the car. Remember that scene where we were driving? And then I tell him, you know, something about his wife, called her a bitch.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Man, so we in the car, you know, I snapped off so hard. You know
Right.
Man, because he didn't shake my hand, he didn't look at me when I came in, but when we did that scene, he stood up.
You earned his respect.
And looked at me, and then Craig was like, Alan, you're in the car.
Yeah. Yo, man, he forgot he was in a car.
What did he say? Yo, it's a sunroof. the top down.
No, I wasn't playing. I was not playing. And we had to start over again, which was good. Because then I took that deep breath. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm in control. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I peppered it up with all the thoughts. You know what I'm saying? To the point I got the part. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the producers did not want me and Aaron in the film at all. Craig stood by his gun.
Right.
A lot of directors.
Good he did.
You know, Craig said, nah, none of those guys, they obviously saw everybody. And they obviously was like, man, he can, but we don't. Just because they didn't know me, they was like, You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And they even treated me and Aaron bad when we even went to Canada, because we shot Blue Hill in Canada. We didn't even shoot.
Nice.
Oh, we're in
Vancouver or Toronto?
Yeah,
that's Toronto, right?
Man, we shot it in a cold ass place called New Brunswick, St. John. I'll never forget it.
Never heard of it.
That's above Toronto, right? Isn't it?
I'm gonna tell you something. I never want to go back. I don't ever want to go back. That's some real shit.
All they do is they have a hockey team up there, and that's it.
And I'm gonna tell you something about doing Blue Hill. It was the most challenging acting gig I think I ever had, because Craig told certain actors, you only got one take. You got one
shit.
take.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah, because he had a lot of pages. He shot 3 hours worth of stuff in 28 days in another country.
Wow.
We were all on top of it. It was amazing. So everything that I know that I shot and Aaron shot is either 1 or 2 takes. Period. Everything. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that, because he was shooting on film, and you guys know y'all shot stuff on film. So you know the acting is different from how it was when we had to prepare for film, because I think you really had to connect, because you knew you
had to have your shit together.
Yeah, you had to be on point. No, you weren't gonna have
all those takes.
You lucky if you even had the take that you were supposed to have. You know what I mean? Like if you had a long monologue, they're gonna be like, all right, so we're gonna cut out this. Matter of fact, just say hi. we ran out of film, so we gotta speed this along. But yeah, you know what? Let's get back to this when we come back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we're gonna be back with William L. Johnson on the Acting Up Podcast.
William L.
Yeah. We back at the Acting Up Podcast. We are here chatting with our homie, our good friend, an amazing actor and musician, William L. Johnson, in the house, lounging.
Lounging. So how it looks?
Literally lounging, black.
hey, tell me something. Is it cool? I did this for y'all. This is for y'all.
This is fly.
That's dope. That background, is that the background? I see I was looking at your Instagram and I saw a picture of you and your 2 sons with the fist in the air. Is that you took that picture in front of that, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was like, that looks familiar.
He got the ankh in there, everything.
Hell yeah.
Can I tell you something? I painted that.
Say word.
Damn, come on,
So you just like a real Renaissance man. You know what I mean?
Artiste.
You act, you make music, you paint. Man, I paint, but not like that. Nothing I can. Matter of fact, y'all see the Hollywood sign in the background? I painted that. Hey,
that guy's good.
Hey, but can I tell y'all something? Hey, but can I tell you something? Can you see the microphone up there? I'm gonna lift this up. You see the microphone up there?
Yeah.
At the top?
Oh, it has,
with the world on it. Yeah.
But what continent is that? Is that Australia?
I think it's Antarctica.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, what continent is that?
Hey, more than anything, this is a math problem than more than anything, bro, because I had to use rulers and I had to draw it out and I had to measure everything because I'd never done nothing like that before. You know what I mean?
And what is that? Is that canvas?
You know what? It's a tarp. It's the largest tarp that you can buy from Home Depot, and it's
hard as hell to paint on a tarp. That's extremely hard.
It's soaked. It took a month. It took about a month to do it, and I had to do it. I did it at two different people's garages, man. And there's more to it. I got a whole nother part to it. You can't see it right now.
Spray paint? Nah, that's what, acrylics?
No. I bought the kind of paint to stick to the shit. You know,
gotcha.
I never painted. Painted.
You sound like Basquiat right now. Wow, he's an artiste.
Hey, listen. I when I went to Home Depot, I said I'm about to paint on this. What kind of paint? Stick to the shit because I've never thought that I would do anything like this. But I wanted a backdrop.
Yeah.
I can't buy this shit.
No.
I mean, I painted this right here. Can you tell?
And that's dope. Exactly.
And I painted my background. I
I painted that shit.
You know who painted that? You know who painted that is gotprint.com. Hey, you guys better give me my discount.
Hey, for real.
So before we went to the break, bro, you were talking about Blue Hill Avenue, and I wanted to ask you. You're talking about the audition process and going in there and seeing, because that can be like there was a part of me when I felt like when I finally showed up at an audition with everybody was a recognizable face, there was a part of me that was like, oh shit, like this shit just got real. But then there was also a part of me was like, yo, I'm really doing this. Like, I'm really like, you know, barking with the big dogs and pissing on the big trees. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
But you have to use that nervous energy. So when you went in there, is that what you did? Did you, you know, generate that nervous energy and then just put it, or was that more of I'm pissed off about waiting so long, I'm about to use that? Like what was it?
Everything boiled into me, you know, turning into Ebo. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember so I just let myself go through the anxiety and the process just on my own. I just absorbed it all. Took every blow, you know, and cats are assholes in the audition process too. I learned that sitting in that room. I'm pretty sure you guys have been through that. You know, one cat, it was like I knew one of y'all maybe for a minute. I didn't fuck with him no more after that day, but I was like, hey, I was like, what's happening? Whatever. But you got to keep in mind, I'm there. I'm the last guy, so you know I've been there all day, and I'm like, I said something to the effect like it could have been good morning, whatever, but it was some simple shit. He was like, nah, I'm trying to focus. Oh man, it fucked me up.
We can't hear you. Can't hear you, brother. Where you at?
So I'm like,
Okay, we can hear you. Yeah.
I go to the corner deep in. Fuck everybody in this room, you dig? So he really fucked that up after that. I never talked to another person in the audition.
Yo, that right there, because people, I don't care. You can be in acting class all your life, do a bunch of video, movies and all that stuff. But the audition process is definitely another talent within acting in itself. And when I can't stand, like I can't put it like this. If I see you and Malik at an audition, you know what I mean? I'm gonna, we gonna chop it up real quick, and then I'm gonna get back in my zone. You know what I mean? But there was one, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna acknowledge you guys, say what's up. You know what I mean? Wish you good luck, and then get back into my zone off in a corner. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
There was this one time, and I didn't know it until I'm at the rap party for something that I did, and this dude of the brother, like I did a film with somebody, and his brother was like, "Yeah, I met Cisco before." I was like, he had a real chip on his shoulder. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you played me out at the audition, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, what are you talking about? We met before? He's like, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I introduced myself to you and at this audition, and you kind of like just blew me off and then went back to your script. You know what I mean? It was real like Hollywood and fucked up, bro. I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. Let's rewind a second. You said you introduced yourself to me at an audition? Yeah. I was like, say no more. Right. I was like, bruh. I was like, I didn't know you, and we had an audition. I was like, you ain't taking up my time before I go in that room. You know what I mean? Because you know what? That's a strategy of some other dudes. I've heard it. Like, yo, they try to chat it up with everybody in the room, throw everybody off their game. You know what I used to do? I used to go to the bathroom and leave my headshot and resume with the resume side up. So while they sitting there, they be like, damn, this nigga got some.
Hey, man. Hey, that's crazy. Hey, I got a question for y'all. Did you guys ever have any tricks in the audition process to get them to really see what you can do?
I would say absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
What's your trick? What you do? I'm gonna tell you mine. You tell me what you do.
But I think it's based on, it's situational. You know what I mean? I go off a vibe, and of course whatever is on the page, and I think about doing something that no one else is gonna do. You know what I mean? That's kind of like how I kind of base it off of that. I think of something. It could be outrageous, outlandish, but I think about something that I know no one else is gonna do in the room.
Malik brings in a loaded gun.
I did that before. It wasn't loaded, but I did that. That was a mistake.
You know what? Whatever I do, I try to I actually make it separate from the actual character. You know what I mean? Like I may go in and just focus on one person if it's a callback and just, I don't know, just say something, clever or witty or compliment what they're wearing, but then kind of slide a joke in there. You'd be like, oh, you think you fly? Those Jordans is kind of hot. Okay, I see you. You know what I mean? But just be like, oh, he noticed. You know what I mean? Just something little. You know what I mean? But
right.
I know.
I like to get really intense with the casting director, because we know a lot of casting directors, they are not actors. They may have went to acting school or may have wanted to be an actor as a kid, but in that profession, they're not an actor. So I really get intense with them. Like, you understand me, motherfucker?
And I heard about that, and they said that's why they don't call you back in.
Yeah, probably. That's probably why they don't call.
They be like,
that's why he doing movies over there.
yeah. Because they love that je ne sais quoi that Malik brings, that energy.
They said, Malik Bahari.
He's such a lunatic. We love it. Yes. That Roman Polanski shit. And wait, hold up. Before we go any further, that was a really big incense holder you just held.
What was that? Let me see.
Yo, I thought he was about to play the drums. I was like, yo, he went like this, and I thought he was about to start going like this, and then he lit it. I was like,
yo, should you be putting quarters in that?
hey, I plan to, but my kids, you know, this is the only type of shit that I'll let them eat. I don't do Doritos and shit.
Pretzels.
This was pretzels.
Yeah.
I thought those were Cheetos or popcorn.
No, but that's that Costco, you know, 2 weeks to fly.
Yeah, that's that Hollywood Boulevard on the corner banging on the drums.
Right. So I just stuck the hole in it just to give it some ambiance and shit. I was trying to give it some ambiance with some
Yeah. You looking real mystical over there. That shit fits perfect.
You're doing your thing.
All right.
Hey, this is for y'all. I ain't never, done this. I'm like, this for y'all, man.
Oh, you hooking us up with the smoke machine.
Hell yeah, that's what they call that value. What kind of value they call it?
We got high production.
Okay, Cisco.
Oh yeah, you motherfucker. Let me blow it from.
Yo, so what do you do, William? What's your secret?
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. Remember in the Malcolm and Eddie days?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was when I was on the road. I was doing all kind of shit. So I was doing all kind of stuff. I can't remember who my agent was because I never had an agent that I liked ever.
Interesting.
So I remember going to the first audition, right, and killing that shit. I mean, so I'm like, okay, it must be working. So this is one of the things that I did. So I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do what I want.
Oh.
Well, where you went?
What? Agent cut him off. They cut him off. Hollywood cut him off. He said, I do what I want.
He's been blackballed. See, folks, kids. That's why you gotta be careful when you say statements like that. Okay,
there he is.
We thought your agent cut you off.
I know I didn't say the password. I know I didn't say the key word. Certain words I know you can't say. I didn't say the EX word.
Okay, so
where we stop at? Where the fuck is
you're saying how you never liked any of your agents, and then it went black.
Hey, all right, so check it out. So I remember going in for Malcolm X. So whoever the casting person was, they really liked me, right? But because my first audition, because before I go in an audition, I do whatever I need to do just to have fun. I like to have fun. To me, if I'm not having fun in the audition and not controlling it, you'll never get the part. You have to control the room. So what I would do is, because and you can't really care a whole lot. You gotta really kind of throw it away. So what I would do is, whenever I have an audition, because you'd be so excited, I'd be like, I can do it this way. I can do it that way. I can do it this way. I can do it that way. So what I would do is I would pick the two ways that I like that I know that I can do it, right? So just before the last sentence of whatever I have to say at the end, you know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yeah, and then I told them I'll stop. After killing it, I'll just abruptly say stop. And they be like, whoa, that was cool. I was like, no. Let me do something else. So he's like, okay. So they'll let you do it again if you're doing a good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because one thing as an actor, we all should sit through a casting process where you're on the casting director's side so you can see.
Right.
So you can see how much power you have, because a lot of people don't know.
Oh, that is, man, I got to chime in. You are absolutely 100% right. I was producing this film. It never went. But it was a dope concept about these women who set guys up to get them robbed or whatever like that.
And, let me right there. Hold up. What else is it about?
It was called Trapping. It was me and
that shit he be doing over there in Europe.
It was me and Matthew Gray. We were like Matt.
I got that script.
I remember Matthew.
Yeah, Matt wrote it, and we started to produce it together. We got traction, and we auditioned hundreds of actresses for different roles. And one actress came in there, and like we said, ad lib. Before we had a script, we used to just play around. Like, okay, like let's improv and see where it goes. And it was only one actress that stood out, Izzy Miyake. She kissed me in the mouth. She did her scene, and she was all fucking did her shit, and she grabbed me and kissed me like, wow. And then she walked out the room, and you know, Izzy Miyake she's blown up. She's out of here. You know what I mean? And Tiffany Haddish told me one time, she said, when we were working on Jinky Promoters, she said, yeah, when I was in Kim Coleman's office, you know, she had a scene where she have to take down Young Jeezy, and she rapes him. You know, she's a housekeeper. She takes him down. She fucks him. She rapes him. So she said in the audition, she took her panties off and she threw them at Kim Coleman.
Oh, wow.
Hey. I.e. Tiffany Haddish. You have to stand out. You gotta go get out there. You gotta go crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, I think she stood out. Izzy stood out because she actually showed you some affection. So she stands out already. It has nothing to do with the audition, Malik.
Right. But no. I mean, yeah, I recognize that, but to look at her body of work now, she's
her body or body of work?
Both. I don't know. You know what I mean?
So Will, so you stop and then do the other take now. Right before you about to end, you stop
right before
the other take.
I'll stop and say, I need to start over. But the next time I do it, it's a whole nother person. You know what I'm saying? You see, because I didn't already interviewed the 4 or 5 different people I done chose. You know what I'm saying? So I just pick from whichever process I want to choose. And then they be thrown. Okay, they be so thrown, man. It's amazing. So check this out. This is how they do us, y'all. It's amazing. So how long was Malcolm and Eddie on the air?
Shit.
5 years?
At the least. When I first moved to LA in 98, remember Rob Sellers, the stage manager on that show? He went to Morgan State, and he's like, Cisco, I can make you an extra or a PA. I was like, I'll be an extra. So I did extra work on Malcolm and Eddie for like a whole year, season or two, which I met everybody. And everybody that did extra work with me is actually acting now. They're actually somebody, you know, doing their thing.
You're still doing extra work.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Mama! Nah, but yeah, it was on the air for probably about 5 years at the least.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I learned, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
When we audition, we don't really think about, you know, I know I don't. I do the audition, I keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? It was for a long time. I was going in for Malcolm and Eddie. I was going straight to producers every time. You see what I'm saying? To the point where whoever was my agent, I was like, you know, one day, you know how you go through this shit. It's like, man, I'm doing shit and you're not really working. And I'm like, I'm always going in for this shit. What the fuck? You know?
Right.
So whoever was casting it, I hit them up. I'm like, yo, I come in, I go straight to producers. I be having them in stitches. They laughing, they cracking up every time. I'm clocking it. I'm pulling the flim flam every time, you know, doing it 4 or 5 different ways. They never gave a fuck. I hit the casting director up. I said, hey, you know, how come I'm not booking or getting, you know, a chance to even just do some small shit? Because I'm real. I like small roles are big roles to me too, you know.
For sure.
Right.
So,
there are no small actors.
So I'm gonna tell you something, and I know for a fact that Malik is going through it, and Cisco is going through this. When you really got to pay attention to the show that you're doing, okay? Because you really, if you have to know what level you at, because you can shine so hard and so bright where they know they can't fuck with you. You see, you can't go on the show and be better and look better and be funnier than any of those guys that's the lead on the show. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the casting director, she was like, you know what? They like you because you the actor that come in and break up the bullshit because they done saw so much whack shit. They like, let's see what William's gonna do because at least we know we're gonna be entertained with an actor just because this motherfucker gonna come kill it and bounce. Because I audition, I do my thing, and I lead. And they noticed that. They know that about me. So of course, yeah, call him in. You know, even though I'm not gonna get the gig. Because once you understand, we as actors have to look at the show. If you know you're at a certain level, you really may have to tone it down a bit to kind of put yourself in the flow of the show. Because I'm not saying don't do your best, but you got to know that you Jordan. I'm gonna score 15 real quick instead of 30. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, because if you go in shooting 60 and 80 points, they be like, God, I can't fuck. You know what I'm saying? You can't come in and blow everybody out the water every time.
Well, you outshining the people on your own team. Like he ain't gonna pass the ball. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna score.
That. And then it woke me up because if you notice, if it's one black person on a white show, that black person, their image speaks volumes, bro. One black person equals 10 white people or whatever. That's how come it be always almost one. And you always remember the one because it's only one. And you don't remember number, and you don't remember none of them, and you don't remember none of them. You know what I'm saying? Because our energy, it projects so.
And passion.
Yeah, and the African American is the most emulated person on the planet. You see, so everybody wants to be you, me, Snoop Dogg, everybody. They want to be all of that. But being an actor, you have to really, because we want to be the best every single time, you know. But if you already feel you at a certain place, you got to get to a point where you playing the game,
right? Where you just passing the baton. I'm gonna just pass.
Yeah. Or playing the game, just filling them out. You know, never being afraid. Never be afraid in an audition. If you ain't ready, don't go. That's my thing. Shit, I ain't ready. Shit, you know what I'm saying? But always when you go. Not.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Knock that shit out the park. But, you know, just always just pay attention to the shows that you're going in for. Really pay attention to who you are and what level you are. Because you can be already transcended, whatever that show is. You already on some Oscar shit. And then here you are backtracking, auditioning for some other shit. You know what I mean?
Right. You know what you're saying is so real because that's who I kind of like. I started paying more attention to Eddie Griffin. And goddamn, I don't know him. I never met him, but his energy is like on that Pac status where he don't give a fuck. Where he's up talking shit. A lot. You either like him or you don't. But he has a lot under the cap. And but unlike what you're saying, it's hard for him he doesn't hide it. He doesn't play like downplay it very well. You know what I mean? And I kind of noticed that in his interviews, but I think that he's a great artist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, if I said the shit he said, man, I'll be blackballed out of this bitch tomorrow. You know.
I thought you were already blackballed.
Oh, that was last year. Let me back in.
Hey, we all are.
Yeah.
Yo,
you got that right.
I got banned off of Warner Bros. Studios for 5 years for having an argument with my friend. They thought we were gonna fight. We wasn't not even close to fighting. We were arguing over a woman in a picture. It was some silly shit. They banned me for 5 years. I was like, yo,
the most funny shit. Malik comes over and is like, yo, I need you to run some lines with me. He's like, boom, boom, we run some lines. He's like, all right, now all I got to do is figure out how I'm gonna get back on the lot. I was like, what are you talking? I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, I the way my pass is set up, it kind of only allows me to sneak through. I was like, wait, how do you get banned off a lot?
That's funny.
But hey, he was ready. He's ready for the audition.
Yep.
You know,
Man,
speaking of
But
tips.
if the white guys do it, they're like these mystic artists if they act out. You know, how many times we heard Christian Bell bug out?
Exactly.
Hey, I got a question for y'all. How many acting classes have you attended and you were the only brother in there?
Oh my God. That go back to back home. That go back to New York.
Back in the day, man, I remember when I first moved here, it was amazing. The acting classes. Let me tell you a story about this one acting class. So when I came here, I didn't come to LA to be no actor. I wanted to sing. That was my focus. Do some R&B shit.
You wanted to be Jodeci.
Hell yeah, I was all into that. But my whole thing was because I love theater. I thought that I should take an acting class since I was in LA. So this was when they had actually had the Backstage West was a newspaper. I'm not from here. I didn't know. I did the flying finger of fate, closed my eyes, threw my hand in the air, and I said, "Bow!" The first one I hit, that was the class I took. Primetime Action Studios. It was on Cahuenga in Studio City, right across the street from the Hanna-Barbera studio. I know y'all familiar with it.
I know what that's like.
He said prime time. That sounds like Funky Finger Productions.
It was Primetime Action Studios. It was a Jewish cat. His name was Mark Malice. Dig. So I go to this like class. It was just some like, I guess it was whatever. It was like really people in there, I guess just beginning, the first class. I'm going there. I did whatever process that he needed. At the end of the class, my next class was his master class. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So when I go in his master class, it ain't nothing but white people in this class. And they dope. Every single one of them, they co-actors. Now, I hadn't done no movie or nothing. I've only done theater. I've never done nothing. No Blue Hill. Only thing I had been doing when I moved to LA when I first got here is extra work. But I knew theater, I knew stage. The thing that helped me most as an actor was doing this on-camera class. We would do these on-camera classes, do the scene. He would talk on the other side, and we would do the class, and we would do it in front of the camera, and then we would watch it at the end of the class. And then that turned into us. Then that turned into us evolving into just doing the same scenes in the class. and that's when I really got bit by that bug. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know the feeling. So I didn't absorb it. And when I moved here, I worked for a company called Soft Sheen. So I was selling this product line called Mazzani Products at the time. And when I moved here, I knew that I wasn't. They moved me here. Thank you, Mazzani. I was young when I moved here. I was ambitious, and I knew that needed to move me here to do what I needed to do. So in the course of all of that, they fired me and that whole bit, but I was already in the game. I already had my plan B because I already knew I couldn't continue to be selling that hair product at the time.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So when they fired me, I was not able to pay for that acting class. You dig? So I remember coming in, and then y'all know, shit, 195, 200, whatever it was, is a lot.
Shit.
It was a car note. You know, whatever it was, I remember saying it was a car note.
Beverly Hills Playhouse was 400. And
whatever it was, I remember saying it was the same as my car note at the time. And I paid for as long as I could. And this was what was so cool about this guy. He said, "Look, William, I do not want you to leave my class. You can't go. You can't go nowhere else." He says, "Look, since you everybody love you. All of you, instead of him reading the scene to the other actors for about maybe 5 or 6 months, I was the actor reading about 12 different scenes, every week. You see? And every scene, I was whatever they needed to be to pull whatever I needed to get out of them. You see? Mm-hmm. So he was able to sit back and watch like a coach and be like, "Hey, he doing this. You didn't respond to this. This, blah, blah, blah." So he didn't even have to critique me. You dig? He was like, yeah. It's all about them. So with that being said, he was like, "You just be my reader and you come in and you don't have to pay. You just keep doing your."
Wow. That's God letting you know you're on the right path.
Yeah, he was like, and then he continued to let me work my muscle. He put me in my first one. When he put me in some Christmas movie that he did. He got me my first agent,
Wow.
And that's a whole nother series we need to get on. I ain't never, out of all the work I did, man, maybe an agent and a manager might have got me maybe 4 gigs.
Oh my God! You too?
Yeah, exactly. we the self-made crew. But you know what's crazy? Will, when it comes to acting school, I always found an excuse to not go. Like they always said, if you join and you miss 2 classes, 3 classes, you're kicked out of the class. And me, I always like to travel. So I like I was always going to Miami. I was going back home to New York. I was always going someplace to Vegas. And, I was like, I'm going to miss a class, so I'm not going to join. And finally, I ended up at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. And with your man from Blue Hill Avenue was my acting coach. Shout out to Richard Lawson. Richard Lawson.
Oh, right on. Oh, yeah, he dope. He's
was my teacher, along with Gary Imhoff and the founder, Milton Casellas. And my first scene that they suggest I do, I go to Richard, and I was like, "What do you think the first scene I should put up?" And he's like, "Do the lead Tristan from Blue Hill Avenue."
Get the fuck out.
I was like,
What scene?
Yo, so I go home and I watch the movie. Not only am I like, "Oh, okay, Alan Payne, I get it," but then I see him in the movie. I'm like, "Oh, this is some bullshit." Like, he's about to critique me in his own movie. And so I do the scene where Alan comes home to his wife, and they get into it in their penthouse. And we turned the whole stage into like a New York penthouse. Like, this shit looks so fly. And I killed that shit. But the only problem was, like, the teachers would switch off. So like Tuesday would be Gary, Thursday would be Richard. And I did the scene on a Tuesday, and Gary critiqued it, and Richard didn't get to see it. But he's like, "I heard you killed it." I was like, "Yeah," because I thought I was gonna be critiqued by you. You know what I mean? Like,
now Beverly Hills Playhouse was like rent money. I mean, it was expensive.
400, and just like he said, like I was putting up scenes. Like at the beginning of class, people would raise their hands, like they'd be playing music before like the teacher get in, and everybody be raising their hand, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," and he'd be like, "You," and he'd be like, "I just booked a national commercial." "Yeah, you." "I just booked a movie in Alaska with Kevin Costner." "Yeah," and it's like 80% of the class was raising their hands, and I was like, "Yo, I have got to be one of these students." And sure enough, I became one of those students raising my hand, and every scene that I put up, I was murdering. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was straight murdering. But then the cost of the class was so much. Like, that's when I was living in the hills, that where you came to the table read, and that rent was bananas. So everything that I made from booking shit was going just to satisfy my lifestyle, which I realized was a really bad choice. You know what I mean? So one of the students, I was like, look, I gotta go. They're like, Cisco, we don't want you to go. You're a great student. Like, I was like, I can't afford this place. They're like, well, you can always like sweep up after class and stuff like that. I'm like, I ain't being your janitor. Like, I was like, you know,
been a janitor.
but one of the girls offered me her scholarship, and I was like, wait a minute, y'all giving out scholarships out this place?
Damn.
I was like, these white kids are going here for free, and you guys got me over here paying $400 a month. I was like. She's like, Cisco, I love your acting. I don't want to see you go. I'll give you my scholarship. So basically, you're going to give me your scholarship and you're going to start paying. You could have been paying the whole time because you can afford it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I don't give you a scholarship. Did you? Did you take it?
Hell yeah.
That boy's smart.
Shit. The Beverly Hills Playhouse, boy, a lot of, that's how I chose my acting school, by who came out of there. I'm sorry, not to cut you. I was taking these acting classes at NYU, and I was pretty good. And the teachers loved me, the students loved me. And then I got beside myself. I was like, yo, man, fuck Stanislavski, fuck Meisner. Let's just keep it real. They're like, all right, get out of my class. I got kicked out. I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to know the move that I used to love, man? I used to kill him with this one, right? Because, you know, we can't afford to go to them classes, man. So I used to pimp the whole audit thing. Man, I went to a gang of classes just once, and because I would always have the energy, like, I want to do it, I want to go. So every place I went, they would still asked me to do a thing. So I would do things. They be calling me, all these motherfuckers calling. My thing was, at least I'm doing something. You know, I'm working. I go to this
right.
I went to a bunch.
I went to Aaron Spicer. I went to Ivana Chubbuck. I audited mad classes, but then I always gave the excuse, like, I just never went back. But
exactly.
Beverly Hills Playhouse, they didn't even let you audit. That's what caught me. They didn't let you audit because they wanted all the students to feel comfortable to do what they did. Like, girls were butt naked in class. I'm talking about asshole naked.
Let's go. We gotta hit another break. We gotta hit another break.
Okay. Let's go to the break real quick, and we'll be right back. And this is ActinUpPodcast, man. Stay tuned.
Sure.
Yo, what's up? We're back at the ActinUpPodcast. You know what I mean? Thank you guys for tuning in. Yes, right. Oh, shit. Yeah. See, I was about to say, with my man William Mellon, he's on fire.
Literally.
Hey, y'all saw that shit? Did you see that shit?
Everybody's seen it.
Yo, last incense had an ash like this long. I was waiting for that shit to fall off.
His last incense was a cool cigarette.
You can tell somebody who smokes extremely too much and is really addicted when they have an ash their cigarette, and they say, but those are grandmas. That's how my grandma used to be. My grandma have an ash like this long. He'd be like, yo, you don't want to have
crazy balance. Crazy balance. Because you know one false move and break off, but they can hold that shit.
And they hold it right here though. They don't go like this. They don't go like that. They just Yo, so before the break, we were talking about acting class and all that cool shit.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's definitely refreshing to hear, and it explains a lot about somebody's career when you hear them speak about acting class, because right now we live in an age where You know, a lot of kids think that they don't need it. Like, you know, granted, we all got into this biz thinking and knowing that we all had natural talent. Not to be arrogant or egotistical, but it was like we all knew that this is something I can do. Like mathematicians, like little kids that are mathematicians, accountants. They were little kids that were like, "Oh, Daddy, you only gave me 78 cents. You didn't even count it." I can tell because there's only 3 pennies, 1 5. You're like,
don't fuck that up. Don't fuck that up, Cisco.
You're gonna be a mathematician. Us, we got out here with natural talent, and it's just like seeing somebody in acting class or knowing that that's a part of their journey. It explains a lot to see what a dope ass actor you are. Because I mean, not only just acting class. You said you did theater. You know what I mean? Theater in itself is a whole nother beast, and it's such a
Can I tell you?
Feel.
Can I tell you guys about a play that I did that I think that really set it off? It was when I was in Chicago. How much time we got? Can I tell y'all the story?
Oh, we got time.
We got about 30 minutes. Is it gonna be that long?
I'm gonna make it quick. No, it ain't. No, hell no. I try to make my shit as short and sweet as it can be. You dig? So check this shit out. So I was singing at the time in Chicago, young. So you know, I had been cutting hair. You know, I'm a hairstylist by trade, so I was cutting this cat's hair. He needs an apartment.
Not to cut you off, but just to be clear, you're from Chicago.
I'm originally from Gary, Indiana.
The home of Michael Jackson. Home of Michael
Jackson. Shout out to Mike Epps.
Exactly. Right? Hey, Mike Epps, love him.
A lot of talented people came out of Gary.
I love him. Okay, but so I moved on my own to Chicago when I was 18.
Got you.
So I went to beauty school right out of high school. So I did hair for a very long time, long enough to work for Soft Sheen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you weren't a model modeling for the pictures in the barbershop. You were actually, a stylist.
I did hair, bro. People that know me, man, I did hair.
Cosmetologist. Hair. Because I don't know if you guys noticed that shit. He said he did hair, and I was like, I thought he said he was a barber. He's like, no.
But I went to beauty school.
There's a difference.
I went to beauty school. I went to beauty school.
So you got your cosmetology license.
Exactly.
Bam.
Yeah. You were a licensed practitioner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. And I sucked for a long time, bro. That's a whole nother discussion, another day.
Got you.
But so check this out. So I had this guy, I was cutting his hair. Me and him hit it off. We was cool and shit. So he needed a place to stay. And I don't know what kind of position I was in, but I found a place, but I just needed somebody to maybe move in, to be my roommate. Long story short, he became my roommate. Now I'm doing my singing thing. You know, when you live in your life, you could be living with somebody and you really don't know each other, right?
It worked.
So I noticed maybe after like 4 months of him living with me, he would only be there on the weekend. He would only be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, morning he bounced, he leaves. I would only see him the whole time he and I lived together.
And how long was that?
It was for me and him. He and I lived together at least 2 or 3 years because we moved from one place to another place.
And you had no idea that he was married. I'm just taking a guess.
No, he wasn't married. No. He was an actor.
Oh shit! The plot thickens.
Peep game. So I'm living my life. I'm a hairstylist. I'm straight. I'm living my life in my 20s, man. I'm living the Viva Loca, right? So I noticed every weekend, every Friday or Saturday night, for however long me and him lived together, he would come to the crib. It would be different girls, man. He would come through with different girls. So I'll never forget this one night. I said, man, how are you getting these girls over here like this? He says, I'm in this play. I'm in a play, and whoever hanging out after the play comes through the
After the party is an after party.
I'm gonna tell you how it looked to me. he my roommate. I only see him on the weekend. He pays rent on time, so we don't really. He and I really never really communicated.
Right.
I would.
You don't have to. When they pay their
right.
rent, you don't have to. Here's the rule to all you roommates. You don't want to deal with your roommate, you pay your rent. We ain't got to speak at all. Okay? Go ahead.
Man, me and this guy never talked. Something happened to him. So, and I said one day, man, how you getting all these bras? One day I pulled him to the side because me and him, we really don't communicate. I said, yo, man, how are you every weekend? Now, I'm doing hair. Now, I'm doing me. Now, trust. I'm doing me. But it wasn't what he was doing, though, because it would be Asian, this, that. It was a rainbow, man.
So you pulled him to the side, like, and the toothpick came out the side, like, yo, nigga, how the hell are you getting all these bras?
Right. hey, right. So,
dig this.
Right. And I was young. I'm in my early 20s, and I am not privy to the Chicago theater scene. You understand what I'm saying?
No, Chicago theater
That's pretty
scene.
much all I'm doing. I did theater in Indiana, but it was musical theater in Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
But the Chicago theater scene is second to New York.
It's heavy, man. It's heavy. Yeah. So check this out. So I'm gonna tell you something. This me just being an artist, and this is when it's growing in me. You know, and I can look back now and see why I probably was the way that I was then. So he told me to come to my play. He told me he in the play. I'm living with this dude a year, 2 years, man. I heard him talking about plays, but I had never gone to see him do a play.
Right.
Y'all, you know what? You guys really didn't know each other. You were basically running an Airbnb, and he was a reoccurring guest.
He was running through. Right? He was doing his thing. I'm doing my thing because I'm in another zone with this music thing back then. So I said, you do plays? He said, come to my play. He did this play every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
3 days.
And those would be the days I would see him. And some days he would even have, man, a quick story. One night, I didn't see him for weeks. So this one particular weekend, real quick, I got a girl over. I'm in romance mode. She in the room, the whole bit. I heard him come in. So to her, it looked like I live by myself. You know what I'm saying? So she came by. I think this was probably one of them moves. I was like, yeah, I stay here by myself because there's 2 bedrooms, pimped out.
You balling, son.
Back then, 2 bedroom. You know what I'm saying? You know what it looked like. So
Come on,
it's all you.
Single with a 2-bedroom.
Man,
this guy's doing some things. He can actually afford for my friend to stay the night.
He got it going on.
But hey, so check this out. This chick, she a church girl, right? So I'm playing. I didn't play the role.
So she a freak.
Hey, no. She held on.
I'm just saying. You said she's a church girl, so she's a freak.
This was pre-freak Nick.
Yeah, but she made me play the game, man. She made me romance. This is when, when cats was macking. Cats don't mac no more, man. This is when I was set up. This was on some whole other level, man. So I hadn't hit you, but this was that night, it's going down. Me and her in the room, I done got her out the living room into the bedroom. So you already know what that takes when you're young, you know.
Yeah.
So he come in. He comes in. I hear him, and I know him, and he party. If everybody know what party is, he party, right? So I hear him and the girl, and they doing their thing, and me and him got this thing where he'll knock on my door, and then I'll say I'm here. So, but I had already told her I'd stay there by myself. Bullshit. I said some bullshit, whatever I said there. But when he came in, I had to say whatever I said so I can get up to go out to talk to him.
Did you have to act like you were getting robbed?
No.
Who the fuck is that?
I'm here.
I came up with some. That's my homie. Let me go see what's up.
That's my uncle.
Steve Gang, my roommate. Now you keep in mind, me and him, we still getting to know each other, man. You know what I'm saying? I already know this motherfucker just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Living a life. He got a whole life he living. I got a whole life I'm living.
Right.
So when I came out the room, I could tell he was drunk, high. He was whatever the fuck it was, right? I mean, and I was not. I was straight in murder monkey mode on the straight up.
Right.
So when he come in, I'm like, man, just tone it down. I said, tone that shit down. And he like, I ain't toning shit down. So I said, look here, man. I said, I have company in the room. You know, I got company in my room. And, you know, just chill, man. I'm trying to get some trim and shit. You know,
what was he doing in the other room? Was he just playing music, coming in?
It wasn't him. It was the girl he was with. She was a wildfire. So when she saw me, she was like, "Hey, how you doing?"
She came in on a high note.
They was partying when they came in. To the point, that's why I had to come out of my room. You see what I'm saying? Had he shut the fuck up when his room shut the fuck up, I could have played it off, you know. But he kept making fucking noise. Okay, so I had to come out.
He's fucking up your downstroke. He's fucking up your downstroke.
Hey, Cisco, what are you doing over there?
Hey, wait, where's the downstroke?
Hey, so let me tell you. So this shit is crazy, man. So I hear them fucking. You can hear it. You hear it. They not high. They ain't even in his room. You know what I'm saying?
So is he fucking like a thespian? I don't know.
Oh man, no, they fucking like a porno. It's a porno, dog. It's a porno, right? I can hear it because keep in mind, he bring different chicks to the crib all the time. So I done seen all kind of shit with this motherfucker. He's a baller in the game now. This motherfucker, he a legend, nigga. I don't say that about many, but that nigga is a legend in the game. I give a motherfucker props. I gotta give a motherfucker props. So
you're not a hater. You're not a hater.
Hey, yo, Will. You don't have to say a name, but is he somebody? Is he still acting? And is he somebody now?
You know what? No. But he was pretty known back then as a theater actor in Chicago. If anybody see this and know my roommate,
they say he getting high on 5th and Main.
No.
Now he's still doing off Broadway. Nah, we're not gonna go there. No disrespect.
But real quick, but let me tell you how crazy this. Let me tell you how crazy this shit got. Right, so they pop. And she is not pop, and I am not pop. Cause you know we sipping. I'm on the bullshit to murder the monkey. That's really my whole focus.
You focus.
So he threw it all off. So you know. So I go back in my room, right, and I'm fondling titties. I'm squeezing on ass, and this girl was a track star. So I'm just telling you. So I'm in touch mode. I'm setting her up, and she ready. She ready. You know what I'm saying? This dude, he opens up my door.
Oh no.
He got the girl like this in the doorway. You see me, legs up, banging in my doorway, talking about it ain't nothing but a motherfucking party going on in this motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
I'm like,
he was on that Tony Montana.
He killed the whole vibe. He getting ready to leave. On the whole bit, I'm like, what you doing, bro? It's like not positive, right? So when I go in the back in this apartment, we had a 2-bedroom. It was dope. I go out in the balcony, I guess whatever, because I had to calm her down. Do you know when I go to the back, they not really finished, and she like, hey, you cute. Let's have some fun. Can you can have a turn? The girl tell me that I can have a turn. As she talking freaky and nasty, the other girl come out and she hearing all of this shit. So she thinking I'm on some freak. I just set her up on some freak dance.
They'll always think that this was planned.
Man,
ladies, lots of
It
this
was
shit
all
ain't planned.
bad.
It's never planned. Everything is spontaneous.
She left. Blue
I'm
balls
a
all
novice.
in the room. It was bad. It was hilarious, though. But I'll never forget that day. But that motherfucker.
But what he said was everything was consensual. For everybody that missed the important parts of the story, everything was consensual. We're just gonna leave it at that, okay?
Yeah, to throw a disclaimer out there.
It's all consensual. Hell yeah, man! But it's but that's just to say that it's been a journey, and I'm pretty sure that you guys got a bunch of stories about the game, man. It's just crazy the stuff that we done been through,
right,
and going through. Think about the stories we gonna tell going into this bullshit, this country violence.
Hey, 10 years from now, we'll be talking about this actual podcast on Zoom, and you'd be like, I remember I did a podcast with Cisco and Malik, and we were on Zoom. Like, it was
right
because the pandemic of 2020 was going on. The COVID-19 shit was going around. The backdrop of the world was changing, and the new world order was coming in. Somebody stop me! Somebody stop me!
Yeah, we can't. No. What, Will? So how are you like dealing with the quarantine shit? Like, I mean, are you losing it? Or are you keeping?
You know what? No. You know what? My focus really has been educating my sons, man. I don't know if you can't see it.
How many sons you have?
I got 2 boys. So check it out. So I turned I'm in my living space, so you guys know. I can't show you, but I turned this living space where I live now. I have 2 chalkboards, so I'm teaching real life. So when they come through, the other day they had leaders. I had different people they looked up: Gandhi, Einstein, Huey P. Newton, stuff like that.
I love that idea.
And then they have to write about the one that inspired them the most. And it was tripped. They both really like Gandhi. That really tripped me out. And then I have two chalkboards here now. So every week I put different words that they have to look up. So this week words was positive programming, evolution, trust, wisdom, millennial, poverty, rhetoric, and nepotism.
And how old are they, man? How old are your sons?
They are 11 and 9.
Okay.
Man, hey, I'm gonna tell you something, Cisco, because you have a child and it's a son. They gotta learn immediately about multiple sources of income.
Well, I got kids.
You got how many you got?
I got 2 daughters. I
bet they grown in the motherfucker.
As far as one is an adult, yeah, but not like grown as in grown, like not like in this type of way.
No, how old are they? I didn't know you had kids, man.
Yeah, 27. I'm grown. I'm a parent.
William L's like, I'm 27.
No.
Malik can be all our daddies.
Wait, how old is the other one?
Oh, 32. Except no.
You lying, right?
What do you mean, a 32-year-old?
I had her when I was 11.
Are you for real?
No, he's.
And my 32-year-old, I put the wall up. I say, okay, these are words for the day: world, government.
Oh hell no!
System.
Hell no!
He's like, this is how you put on a bra. Like,
hey, wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm just saying. Why you gotta?
It's different. This guy, I tell you, Will. This guy, that's why he get all those threatening phone calls. You know, he get a lot of threats doing it. Now that we got this podcast going, there's a lot of on his life.
Look, hey, I keep telling you, Malik, if we're not getting threats, we're not doing it. we're not blowing.
That part. That part.
But hold on,
Okay,
Will. Hold on. I want to do it. But I don't want somebody else to spend my money after they kill me. I want to spend a little bit of the money.
So Will, that's really fucking interesting. What you talking about homeschooling your kids? Like, continue with that. So you got the chalkboard, and you got the words of the day, and you got trust, wisdom, and all, and rhetoric. How are you coming up? Or with the words, is this high school work that they're sending you, and you're just basically teaching them the work that they're getting sent, or are you making up your own curriculum? Like, how is this working?
Nope. I'm gonna be straight up with y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna grab this.
Will reminds me. Yeah, I can hear you. I got a nephew like this. His kids know every state, every capital of each state, the governor, all that. It's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. So everybody have their way about going about the internet, about the internet, just period. Mm-hmm. And who you follow and different things like that, right? So I've been following this guy on Instagram, okay? And he's not what you would think. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely the type of guy, if you saw him, you would not want your daughter to date him. You know what I'm saying? Just if you saw him, okay?
He's an educator?
Definitely. And he's young. He's hella young, bro. So one day, you know how you on the toilet, you shit, and you know how you gonna do. I'm like, what this motherfucker talking about? You know what I'm saying? He had tattoos all over his face and the whole bit. So I said, man, let me see what this cat's talking about.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I've been following this cat.
I know this guy, yeah.
I've been following this cat for over a year. You dig? And his name is Derek Grace. He a young cat. He blessed, man. You know, he's a lucky dude, you know, to be blessed with his brain. But he came up with a Trump. It's called the post-Trump pack. And I bought it. You know, it didn't matter. It didn't matter how much it cost, but the information in this is very vital to Black people. You know, it's called the post-Trump pack. Don't be scared. Stay prepared. Only 1,000 of these available, and he has these different curriculums. I'm watching his classes online right now. Very informative. I even bought. He has a board game, man, called the In-Home Banking board game.
Well, let me ask you something. Is this the same guy? Pardon me. Is this the same guy who teaches his kid how to load weapons and properly and stuff like that? Is that the same guy?
That nigga.
Okay, yeah, he's official. He's definitely.
And I'm teaching my kids how to load up. They know how to fight. I got all kinds of shit
respectfully. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You better teach your kids how to fight and all of that. But I bought the board game and I bought the book and this is information that you want to share with your children. You know what I mean? It's stuff that I would have been sharing with them anyway, but it's just organized for me, you know, for them. Let me tell you something real quick. So the other day I got one of them residual checks for $5.
Man, more than my 2-cent one.
You did? Oh man, it's ridiculous. So I've already been talking to my son about taxes and how I let them know that you do not want to be paid with a check. The only check you want is one. You know what I'm saying? And that's that big fat one. Whatever that is, you only want one. You don't want a whole bunch of checks when a motherfucker's looking, taking all your shit, your money, the whole bit, right? So I showed him my check where it was the $5. And then I showed him, you know, the payout. It was the whole 2. You know how they take the whole 40%, whatever the fuck.
Right. Out of the littlest amount, they're gonna get theirs.
It's the same percentage if it was $1,000 or if it was $5. To him, since it was already $5, why the fuck you taking the $250 or whatever the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So the check I'm cashing is like $2 and some change. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I showed him the breakdown, he was able to see the bullshit. And I'm like, who is this motherfucker? Who is these motherfuckers? They don't. Whoever this is taking out my money, they do not love me. You dig what I'm saying? You know, they do.
Yo, whoever sent this check don't love me. Could you imagine the person, the accountant that puts, we owe what do you call it? We owe Cisco Reyes 2 cents. Like,
man, it's a trip. So I was able to let him know. Now he open because I've already been doing my thing. So he's like,
right.
oh, so now he sees the importance of starting your own business so that you can lie to the government like everybody else do. The only people to get the break is the people that have some business. And you have a business, it can be anything. That's where you get all your write-offs at. You want to write off everything, start a business, play their bullshit game. They game whack too, man. So by the way, and you can get in and you can kick ass at their game. That's why we need to really stand up and really do something before they start trying to stick people with shit. But I've been working on some music, man. You know what I'm saying? I told you I had a song I wanted to do for y'all.
You wrote a song about it?
Yeah, you wrote a song about it. Here
I want a song about it.
So for y'all don't know, you know what I mean? Yo, like we said earlier, William Mel's a Renaissance man. Like, you know, I mean, that I've always, honestly, I think like my Renaissance man gets mixed up in the crazy Puerto Rican in me. You know what I mean? But I've always wanted to be one. Like I always wanted to be able to like
one, bro.
Play an instrument or sing, and then move over to a different genre. I want to be able to like act and dance, and then write, and then
can't dance,
and then I can do it. But I like I said, in my own Puerto Rican way, I'm a Renaissance man. But this guy right here,
you should introduce him.
He's a real Renaissance man.
What's his name?
William L. Nah, but yo, Will's a dope ass musician. I see you play a guitar. Before you start playing the guitar, what other instruments can you play?
I fuck around on everything.
Prince?
But I'm a real motherfucker. I'm definitely not gonna play this guitar. I just know the shit look cool right now.
Oh, go ahead, babyface.
I can play 1 or 2 notes. No, check this shit out.
Yo,
that was good. That
was really good. No, like that. And did you see the look on his face? He actually looks like he's looking up to like, excuse me.
Well, look how he wears his hat. Look at that's a nice hat, by the way. That's a nice hat. I wear that hat.
I know.
Hey, man, yeah, this is the perfect hat to wear when your hair is off.
Yeah. So we're tell us about your music, and we want to hear this song.
So check this out. I have a song. It's out right now. It's called "Killing Me." It's out on all the available things. I go under William L. the Unorthodox Soul. Okay.
What's Killing Me about?
The name of "Killing Me," the song "Killing Me" it's dedicated to brothers slain by the police. Okay. So
very relevant.
Because of what's going on in the world right now, I kind of did a little remake on one of my own tunes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dope.
And I had a guy play the guitar for me. And I'm actually learning how to play these notes. Because he only playing 2 or 3. I only can play 1. So I got a buddy of mine, Kenny Payne. He's teaching me how to play, this particular song on the guitar. So I'm just holding it for effect or on some cool shit. I don't know what it look like. I can't see.
You look cool. You look really cool right now.
You look real Bob Marley-ish. You know what I mean?
But I'm about to do this song. I don't know what it's gonna sound like. I ain't really practiced, but I think it's an entertaining song. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
For sure.
We got about 4 minutes. Can you? Is it?
You don't need 4 minutes, right? He's gonna do a few bars there. Or do what you want. Do what you like.
All right, here we go.
You can play us all the way out.
William L.
Hey, William L. Hey, Will. Before you play, tell everybody where they can find you at, how they can contact you, how they can hire you, how they can send you CashApp, all that shit.
Hey, my CashApp is
get that money.
Get that first.
the money sign only the number 1 William L. Only 1 William L. And that's also my Instagram, only 1 William L. And I go by William L, the Unorthodox Soul. If you're looking for any of my songs, I got Killing Me, and I have another song out called Change.
Any new? I know you got some movies and you got a lot of stuff on Netflix and UMC that I've seen. But is there any particular project you want people to take a look at?
Pay attention to, go check out on BET Plus, Perfectly Single, directed by Van Elder. And
with Erica Hubbard, right?
Yeah, with Erica Hubbard, and Influence, produced by Tridestin Media, directed by Trey Haley.
Haley, shout out Trey Haley and Nicole and all them.
Indeed, and the whole crew. So both of those projects are doing really well on BET Plus right now. So I have those two, and I have some other projects that I'm getting ready to do. But right now, I have a film project that I'm getting ready to work on, fellas. And after this movie, I'm cool. I'm only gonna do my music shit. I'm not fucking with these motherfuckers with these movies and shit unless it's whatever I want to do. I'm gonna focus on my music.
Matter of fact,
you came out here to do this music.
Like I want to see the movie now. Like I don't even know what it's about. But if whatever movie's making you retire, like because I know somebody like you is not gonna leave on a low note. You're leaving on a high note.
And I can tell you right now, I play a drug addict who ends up turning into a motivational speaker.
Oh, I love it.
Dope.
So that's all I tell you right now. But after that, I'm done. After that, I'm done, and all I'm doing is I'm singing shit like this. I don't know how much time we.
So now we got a minute and a half, and everybody, this has been the Acting Up Podcast. We're gonna end it with William L. taking us out on a dope ass show song that he wrote. And I'm your host, Cisco Reyes at Cisco Reyes, CISCO, and then Malik Barnhart.
Hey, I'm your host, Malik Barnhart, MALIK. You know the rest.
Is it my hair? Is it the clothes we wear? Is it just me? We only out here trying to be ourselves. Wow. Tell me again. Tell me what was my sin. Is it a policy? Why they out here injecting people with viruses? Somebody tell me why. Tell me why. We not the enemy. No, no, no. Messing with mind and me. Why you keep testing me? Testing us, yeah. Not the enemy, no. Messing with mind and me. Why you keep us? Wish they just leave us the fuck alone. Come up off that land. Need a place to call our own, yeah. They got something up their sleeve.
Oh, we gotta get in here with you.
Don't you let them take your money away and inject you with some bullshit. No, don't you play.
Don't do it.
They got something up their sleeve. Why they out here infecting people with viruses? Somebody please tell me why, God.
Why?
Goddamn. Yeah.
Not your enemy, no. No. Are we done? We good?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're not done until.
No.
Hey, keep it rocking. Keep it rocking, William L. Keep it rocking.
I like the lyrics.
That shit is dope. That shit is so real.
Dig it. Not your enemy, no. Messing with all of us, yeah. Check it out. Hey, Cisco. Check it out. Now your ass in the house all day. I hope that you're learning something new. Building up to you. Teach them how to vibrate.
These guys really know how to act.